You want to know the reason why I was late getting to the podcast right now?
Go ahead.
Eating meat like a man.
Eating meat like a man.
I ate like 4 pieces of steak right now.
Hell yeah. Balancing it out with a pink LaCroix.
Dude, watermelon. I used to talk so much shit about LaCroix.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah?
They're amazing now. Have you ever had one?
I've had one LaCroix, but it's like, I don't know. I mean,
They've gotten better.
At that price point, and I'm not doing a bit, but it's like, I'd rather just like drink water and imagine than like have a LaCroix because it's not that flavorful.
Dude, honestly, these new ones,
Yeah?
delicious.
They're packing a punch?
Mm-hmm.
I do the...
I'll give you one for the road.
Hey,
Wow.
appreciate it.
We now have you on the conservative coffee, as you call it.
Yeah, the Black Rifle Coffee Company.
Shout out to Black Rifle Coffee, dude. Great men, great people, great women there too, you know?
Yeah.
But just patriots. All right, did I say patriots weird?
Yeah, you did
Patriots.
say patriots.
I'm educated. If we go to the next World War is going to be fueled by Black Rifle Coffee.
I believe it.
And then you'll respect that coffee.
Dude, I respect it already. What the hell? Where's this coming from?
I don't know. I'm just wound up. This is my 3rd cup of Black Rifle Coffee in here too.
Have you heard about that Panera Bread coffee that's like has taken 2 lives already?
What?
There's like this Panera Bread caffeinated drink that's like ultra caffeinated and it's like taken 2 bodies.
Whoa.
Killed.
Just taking down white people?
I mean, it kind of is a conspiracy if you think about it. Yeah. Panera Bread's caffeine-fueled lemonade cited in another wrongful death lawsuit.
Talk about a sour turn of events.
I'll fucking say. But dude, I mean, it sucks because like, I totally get dying over caffeine, you know?
Does it say how much caffeine is per cup?
Let's see. Let me, okay. Because it's the mango yuzu citrus charged lemonade. That's the drink that's taken down so many people. It says it contains 390 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay, that's not too terrible.
And 124 grams of sugar.
What? 124 grams of sugar?
Is that a lot?
In reality, you're supposed to only get like 15 to 25 grams of sugar a day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey.
The Western culture diet that's why we have so many non-healthy people in the country, because you're only supposed to get like 15 to 25 grams of sugar a day. That is like, what, 5 times as much as what you're supposed to get? 5 or 6?
That caffeine milligrams isn't crazy? 390?
That's not too bad. I think a regular cup of coffee is like 300 to 400.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Yeah, that's not terrible caffeine, depending on what form of caffeine it is.
But yeah, dude. Like just today. Shit, dude. Yeah, it's taking this life.
Dang. Does it make you feel worse because she's like a pretty girl?
Look at this guy. That's horrible.
They probably wrote 2 articles about him because they had to. That's probably from his obituary. And
Yeah,
the
that
other
sucks,
girl,
dude.
the other girl, she probably has a hashtag.
Like, I'm pretty sure he died more recently, but you have to like scroll like 3 pages to find a picture of this guy.
And what does it say he died from? Just too much? It was charged up?
Panera Bread faces suit from family of student who died after drinking charged lemonade. But I don't think that's the student. I think,
Could you imagine you're at Panera Bread with your friend, like you meet up on a first date maybe, and you're just like, yeah, I study this and blah, and then you're like, hey, are you, and she's just like, yeah, I'm just feeling like kind of hot. And then she just like, what happened? Like she started foaming at the mouth or like went into a seizure?
I have no idea. I just think it's like crazy how this place is like, I mean, basically just selling poison.
Out of all the places, I wouldn't think Panera Bread. It's always your own.
It's always your own.
The wolf in sheep clothing.
Damn, brother. Dude, and Panera Bread, of all the restaurants that take a life, fuck. Their food's just not good enough. I mean, if I would die happy if, like, my last meal was Popeyes.
Oh, that's a good one to get out on.
Dude. Because, like, I always want my last meal to be something that, like, makes me so full that where, like, I would be okay with not living.
You're like, I want out.
I want out. Stick a fork in me. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's like, I got something better.
Like, if you go by the bank after and someone's just, like, about to rob the place and they're like, no one be a hero. You're just like, I could be a hero right now.
I could be a hero. I'm going to be a little bit sluggish.
You're going to be like, I could be a hero. Yeah. Have you ever eaten so much food where it's just hard to breathe?
Yeah. All the time.
Sunday night for me, brother.
Yeah?
Yeah. One of those, like, I've eaten so much food sometimes where I am like, I think I might be the first person who dies from, like, eating too much food. But then I'm realizing now it's just happening on the reg.
Well, first person that died from eating too much food, isn't that like...
Jesus Christ?
Whoa.
Too much body of the Lord.
Ah, true. But no, you get... Like, there's like a dozen TLC shows about people that died too much from eating too much food. My 600-pound life, brother.
Ooh.
My grandma's obsessed with all the TLC shows.
Dude, there's that one, My Weird Addiction. There's one that's heartbreaking where she eats her... Dude, I'm sorry. These pictures are insane of my 600-pound life.
Fuck, man.
I saw... There's like that reel that always goes around, that meme where it's like, it's just this dude coming around and the two fat sisters, one of them just goes like a moth to the flame. like she just thinks she's hot, you know. And
fuck, dude,
I love confidence. I always say the most attractive thing someone could have is confidence.
Really?
Know? Yeah. One of these 600-pound gals, if they would have found me back in my single days and they had some confidence on them.
Ah, shit.
What
even is that?
I'd throw back some KFC with them, dude.
Is that like it just looks like a giant testicle.
That's a thick man, brother.
That's a thick man.
That's someone who's eaten a little more than 128 grams of sugar a day. You know? That's light work for him.
Dude, that sucks.
There's that one episode where she eats her husband's remains, like she had him cremated, and she's eating like out of his urn. And it's so sad because at the end of the day, that's heartbreaking. Because she's like eating a little bit and she's like, there's only a little bit of them left. You kind of knew it was going to be that accent, huh? I
mean, of course.
But what's crazy is just to like, you start hitting the lower mouth and then you're just doing it like a cocaine addict where you're just like rubbing down your teeth. And stuff. Like, I'd snort it before I ate it, you know?
I'd
be like, mess with my mind one more time. You know?
I get putting a little bit of ash in your mouth to be like, oh, he's a part of me.
Maybe
but like
maybe
to
a
just
finger
like
blasting.
Yeah, but to chug it is fucking crazy.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Whenever you start off a gluttonous meal, you're eating big scoops of it. You know, you're eating that ice cream. It's not till the end you're really savoring it. So to just dive into a spoonful of cremated ash, that's tough though. You gotta take it like a shot. You gotta wash it down, because that's like, you ever get into the Nesquik chocolate milk powder when you were a kid or anything?
Oh yeah,
dude. I'd be taking spoonfuls and I just let it sit there, and I'd like my saliva to get it to melt, dude.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, but it's like a training session, because if you panic, you're gonna go, and then it's gonna choke. So you kind of got to be like a Spartan warrior and hold it and keep your cool. That's how I trained out in the jungle, brother.
I didn't know you were a weird kid.
Dude, I was homeschooled, dude. I was a weird fucking kid.
You were homeschooled?
Oh, yeah.
No, until when? Just like all public?
Last week, brother.
Or not all public, but like K through 12?
I didn't even go through K, dude. They kept me home, dude. I was just at home doing my thing like a Roomba.
Damn.
When did I go? So I went, I think, like we went to like a 2-day-a-week kindergarten. And then after that, I went all the way up till 4th grade, and I went to half a year in school in 4th grade and got kicked out. And then I was just homeschooled from 4th to 8th, and then I went to high school. So I only went to school, kindergarten, and half a year in 4th grade, and then high school.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a wild experience, dude.
Dude, I bet like going to high school. I mean, did you just adapt?
Bro, I had to. It was sink or swim. I like talked about this on stage a little bit, but I was so feral and like not because like by the end of it, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I had the teacher's editions to everything. So I was just sneaking in and just writing and all that. Like I'd be checking my own spelling tests and everything. Mm-hmm. And when the first day of English class, we had to write an essay. Yeah. I didn't even know where to put my name. I was just like, all right. I like wrote it in the middle, like on top. And then literally the teacher kept me after class and like brought me into her office. And she was like, Evan, we need to talk about this. And like my paper, it was just covered in red ink. Like where she was just like, it looked like cave drawings to her. She was just like, what is this fucking shit?
Whoa.
And she was like, if you're going to stay in this class, you're going to have to catch up on a lot of this if this is where you're at. And I was just like, dude, I'm not going back to the treehouse. I was like, I'm going to learn. And then I did learn. And then I ended up graduating valedictorian.
Is that real?
No.
Okay.
Not the valedictorian
well,
stuff.
I didn't believe I didn't know all the homeschool stuff. So now I'm like,
all
anything
of that
is possible.
Real. Everything except the valedictorian.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. Having bad handwriting, even as an adult, dude, I fucking hate it. Has your handwriting like improved or?
Yeah. Well, it was mainly my grammar and spelling and everything and structure. I didn't know all the structure. Yeah. What's crazy is adjusting to the social side of it.
Yeah, I bet.
That was so nerve-wracking. And what made it worse is the night before freshman year, we went to the city fair, the county fair, and I rode the mechanical bull and like pulled one of my legs like out of the socket.
Shit.
On the first day of school, I was the kid also limping and like dragging my leg behind me. So I was like, I'm just making a great impression.
Dude, that must have been so weird.
Dude, I just remember sweating and being like the social anxiety. I remember cussing a lot because I was like, I've never been able just to cuss and yell. And I was like, just cussing, I just thought that's what kids do, I was like, I watched Jerry Springer as a kid and you see like the bad kid episodes.
Holy
I was
shit.
like, they seem pretty cool. So I just modeled them, when I went to school.
Did it work out?
I think I shed it after a while. I think people were like, that's a little bit much. Yeah, it was wild.
Damn, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess like, just like it really is a sink or swim type thing. I mean,
yeah.
I think I didn't really have like a clique though in high school. I did like theater though. So I guess that kind of made me have a group. Hey, come on.
I actually did theater as a kid also.
I mean, it's like the best option for like people that don't want to do sports. Mm-hmm. Cause like band kids, I guess I can't shit on band kids if I was a theater kid.
Dude, band kids, I feel like they'd be shitting on each other. They get into the freaky stuff. I feel like the band kids are them and the goths.
Bro.
Dude.
We didn't have a goth. I don't know if it's a generational thing or a geographical thing.
Maybe they evolved into something else.
But yeah, we didn't have goth kids in my high school.
You missed out. Okay.
I bet. Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. It was like, have you ever watched Star Wars?
Yeah.
And like, they go on Tatooine, I think it is. And there's all the sand people just living out there doing their own thing.
Yeah.
That's what it was like walking through the quad and you saw the goth kids. Uh-huh. They were just doing ungodly things. And you'd hear them. They'd be like, like the sand people. But what they really would be doing is they would have blankets at school. They'd just be fucking right there on the sidewalk, brother. Like,
my God.
In the quad. Never want to smell any of their hands, dude. Not during lunch. They're getting after it. All right. They were... Because where I give them credit, they didn't care about the social hierarchy. They were there to have fun and to experiment. Okay.
Wow.
If I can go back in time, brother, might have been goth. All right. Might have had a little chain necklace and let some big goth girl just spit in my mouth during PE.
Dude, are you kidding me, man?
Why not?
No, I'm saying like, hell yeah. I mean, I was like saying it like, are you kidding me? Hell yeah. That type of, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, they were getting wild out there, man. They were.
Dude, I mean, just any clique that doesn't, have me play sports, I'll I'm appealed to.
Yeah. You never did sports growing up at all?
I was in like a Baptist soccer league as a kid.
Was it the priest, the coach?
Do
you have
sure
priests?
Well, I wasn't Baptist.
Okay.
But my mom just
But you just were like
my mom just signed me up because all my friends were doing it, even though we are Catholic. So
if your friends were getting molested at Boy Scouts too, made you get a handkerchief?
I know, dude? I don't know why my stubborn religious mom decided to like slide on that little bit of like,
whoa,
dude, now she's going to like suffer an eternal damnation.
What?
Just to like watch your kid pick up dandelions for 30 minutes.
Yeah, dude, man.
Not worth it, but I got some activities out of it, I guess.
Yeah. So in high school when you were doing like theater, were you just like, did you hang out with the theater kids or you were kind of just like?
I mean, I don't know, like, cause I was like a really like cynical kid in high school.
Whoa.
Where it was I wasn't like this particularly edgy kid. I was just like really bitter about everything.
Really?
And I did not like the theater sense of humor of like being goofy and like just like I don't know. I guess I was a little bit emo, but not just like in style where I was like, hey, can we just not smile for a second?
Can we just not smile for a second?
Can we just pause on smiling for a quick second? You guys are bugging me out.
There are a lot of theater kids that just can't turn it off.
Exactly, dude. I hate it. It's like, I mean, and I liked acting. I really only joined theater because I liked strictly acting.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like the musical stuff because I think it's wrong.
Oh, it's wrong.
I think it's immoral to like just as a man sing, but I enjoyed acting, and that was really it. I didn't really like the theater kid culture or anything like that.
Yeah, what do you think theater kids turn into when they become adults? Do they grow up into improv? Do they?
I think
sell real estate.
Improv is like definitely one of the main trajectories, because like at my college, Texas State, when we had an improv club, that was like all the kids. They were like former theater kids, and it's like, hey, more power to you, brother. But I don't know.
I've been to one improv show, and it was after a comedy show, and the person who ran the venue was
separating improv and comedy.
Yeah, there's a hard line between improv and comedy. There's some overlacing, I get it, but when someone's like an improv troupe versus a comedian, I don't even know what would be a good thing to say that they are. Like one's a tiger and one's just not a good house cat, you know. One's I don't know. They're just not the same. I obviously, being a comedian, am biased to thinking comedy is better, and it's just different. I feel like it's completely different.
It's completely different because, like, I think like it's
like rollerblading and and skateboarding.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty appropriate. You know, both wheels, but it's like a totally different attitude.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, for the record, I do like stuff like, you know, whose line is it anyway? I mean, that's always.
That was my babysitter,
great.
brother.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. WB.
I don't even know. I think it was on Comedy Central by the time I saw it.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah. I mean, I think like good improv is good. I won't deny them that, but I do notice like, because like at Texas State we would do comedy shows where it's like, okay, this part of the show we're gonna do improv, this part of the show we're gonna do stand up, and this part of the show we're gonna like do a sketch, and which I thought was really neat to get like, you know, all the comedy things together. But I did notice that like, you know, a really good stand up bit doesn't get the same laugh as like a really good improv bit to that audience.
Really?
Because they, you know, they're college kids and they like just love like the goofy stuff.
Yeah.
And not like college. Well, like college, and I say this in like not a derogatory way, but like nerdy college kids.
Right.
That maybe don't want to hear my bit about like how my dad doesn't like that Jake from State Farm is black now.
Yeah.
They'd rather hear about like some Doctor Who type improv about like, my wand is a pizza now.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's comedy gold. Which I'm not saying they're wrong, but definitely a subjective thing.
And the idea that it's made up on the spot and you're like watching it happen.
Yeah, that's true too. I think that always, even in stand-up, like that's why crowd work is such a big thing. It's because it's like, whoa, did he really just think of that? And then that's why everybody who has a dick in their body is posting crowd work clips.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to make a phrase on the spot. That's why I don't like improv.
Yeah.
Now the truth comes out. I hate improv only because I'm bad at it.
I was actually listening, and this is like something I think about. And I was listening to this podcast, I think yesterday, and they were talking about crowd work. And it almost seems like, I think in a lot of ways, cameras, and I'm guilty of this too, because I'm like, oh, gotta record every set, gotta get content. And I'm all about it. And I like sharing small clips of stand-up. But there is an element of comedians that are hoping something happens with the crowd to make a clip out of it. Like rather than being like, oh, let me just have this funny set and this joke, let me just put it up. It's like they want something and they're almost trying to manufacture it.
Yeah.
Like there's some comedians that just post just like they'll go off on crowd members because they're like, I really need to push this for the clip. And it's just like, dude, I don't know about this.
Yeah, there's one guy that was like just getting really upset that this guy just wasn't laughing at his set. And it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, I get if he was like a heckler saying, hey, you suck, I fucking hate you. But like, it was so obvious he was trying to get like a comedian owns heckler type of clip. Do you remember when that was like all the rage?
Yeah, those were popping off. People love conflict,
Yeah, man.
There's such a weird... I remember a friend's little brother years ago. It had to be like 10 years ago at least. When going into the hood, like white kid goes into the hood and like tells Bloods that he's a Crip or something. They were like the dumbest videos. I remember messaging him. I was like, dude, I understand you're getting hundreds of thousands of views, but this is going to get weird and it's going to get bad. And it sure enough did. But like those videos are so dangerous and they're so dumb. And I feel like every time one of those videos goes viral, it just like, I don't know what it does to society, but I'm just like, I feel bad for it. You know? I love a good prank video.
Nothing wrong with a good prank video.
But like some of them are just so dumb. And this is why everybody's going to end up speaking Chinese one day.
Yeah, I mean, notoriously known for not pranking people, the Chinese.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they had one of the world's biggest pranks a couple years ago.
They said, gotcha.
All right.
I'll be honest, I fought so hard to not do an accent right there. And I'm proud of myself for not doing it.
That was a Chinese American accent. If you think
that was my Chinese accent because we're all the same at the end of the day,
Exactly, brother. But yeah, those clips are fucking. Yeah, I remember in middle school that was all the rage. Like, white boy plays basketball in the hood and shoots some threes.
Yeah,
and it was like 100 million views.
Yeah,
and I think that genre is really gone now.
Yeah,
white boys aren't going in the hood anymore because they live there.
Yeah.
Gentrification.
Amen, brother. What was I going to ask you?
I mean, shit, dude. What's the most viral what's that new thing of white boys aren't going to the hood? What kind of like shitty viral thing do you see a lot on your feed?
People in stores
Oh yeah, I fucking hate that.
in people's ears. Those ones.
That
I don't
always
like
makes me
pranks
angry.
that are like almost in bad taste or messing with old people. Those make me sad.
Yeah, because like if that was like my grandma, I'd be like, dude, you made my grandma look like an idiot. And
Yeah.
she like,
You just flexed on my grandma, dude.
you just flexed on my grandma. Oh, now she's gonna go home to her dead husband and like no one else at the house and she goes viral on YouTube being like, this old bitch is stupid. Compilation number 1. It's like 100 million views. It's like, all right, cool. You really got Carol. Oh man.
How dare they do that to Carol, dude?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I've been thinking about that name a lot. Or I've been thinking about like, do you think Carol and names like those are going to come back? Or are they always going to be old names?
Vintage, dude.
Vintage?
They gotta come back.
Yeah?
Maybe. I think there's some names that are just never coming back. I feel like people look at you weird if you pop out an Adolf.
Oh.
You know? I feel like that name is gone.
I feel like I think I've heard there's like some Nigerian guy with like
The name Adolf?
Yeah. Let me make sure my Facebook feed hasn't just been lying to me.
Which is possible, dude.
Oh yeah. Man named Adolf Hitler wins local election.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. Wish you would have smiled in that picture.
Yeah.
That can't be your winning photograph.
If your name is Adolf Hitler, you have to be the happiest guy of all time.
His full name is Adolf Hitler. I thought it was just Adolf.
Nope. Nambian politician named after Adolf Hitler says he has no plans for world domination after winning a sweeping victory in local elections.
I'll be honest, that mugshot says different.
Yeah, I mean, shit, dude. I don't know, like, how you would, like, present yourself if you had that name. I guess I would be beaten down, too. I would kind of have this face all the time, too.
I'd be like, Adolf Hitler. I know. Like, I'd be like, sorry.
Oh, it would be funny. It would kind of be likable if you had, like, this cheeky smirk. Like, yeah. Not related, obviously, but
yeah.
And then it would be fun. Yeah,
it's so touchy. It's wild because when I start hearing stuff about like Jewish hate and things like that, it's crazy to me that I'm like, we're still here, like where we're hating on different people. Like it almost is like I don't even like joking about it because there's so many people that are serious about it. And I'm just like, it's crazy to me that someone still cannot like someone. I mean, I understand it. There is bad people in the world, but I'm like, I don't get how you still are hating on people.
Yeah, I mean, especially since, everyone's just becoming the same person with all this, like, internet stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy because, like, an example of that is, like, granted, I just stay in dumb old Texas, but I've been hearing, like, because of like how everyone is always on the internet and stuff, people don't really have like thick accents anymore.
Whoa, they're having like Instagram
or not
accents.
Like thick, like of course, like if you come from another country, blah blah blah, but like Midwestern or like just like American local accents. Everyone's now shifting to this like California thing.
Whoa,
because we all on that damn phone too much.
Yeah,
but maybe I don't know. I don't know if I would. I think I have a Texan accent.
You got something, brother.
I got something. I have a hard time. I think about that a lot on like, what does my accent, if applicable, sound like?
I like that you talk slow.
Thank you.
Like you're very calming and,
I know someone said that, me talking slow makes me look like a good listener.
I could see that.
I love that I give off that vibe because it's really in reality it's
in one ear out the other.
In one ear out the other.
You're like, I'm already thinking about what I'm going to say next because it's going to take me a long time to say it.
Yeah. I don't know. I really didn't even think I was a slow talker until high school. And like someone told me in one offhanded remark, I don't know. I think like, you know how Lil Wayne said, I don't rap too fast, you guys listen too slow?
Oh shit, bars.
For me, it's like the other way around. I don't talk too slow, you guys just
Listen too fast. These kids, dude, everything's moving too fast. Yeah, you're like, let's slow down.
I think I have a normal talking speed, and because all these kids are on their damn phone, they just think I'm like this Mitch McConnell ass motherfucker. Dude. Like, I hate Jason Johnson's impression of me.
Yeah.
Where he says I talk like the principal from Ferris Bueller. Knock it off, dude. I do not.
It's a pretty good reference.
I kind of do. It's true.
But what's dope about that is you have a completely unique style of doing comedy because of just how you talk. It's not even weird. It's just that you talk slower, and I prefer it. Like, because I don't like I think I talk fast. I don't know if I talk faster than normal people, but I don't have something that makes the way I talk unique.
It's not true. You got a little pep in your step.
You think so? Hell yeah, dog.
I think, you know, to be gay as fuck, I think everybody has a unique way of talking.
Whoa.
Don't they?
That's deep.
I think it's a thing, and granted, I'm a fucking, like, fetus in comedy. But I think, like, of course, like, when you start out in comedy...
Lucky you're in Texas, you know what I'm saying? Stupid.
When you start out in comedy... You have this way of thinking how you should talk. And then once you like become more comfortable, you get to talk more conversational.
Yeah.
And that's how you get to talk to how you usually talk to other people. And then that's when you have the whole unique thing.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something you've already realized? Because like...
Well, yeah, I think the more true you can get to the way you talk to yourself, and maybe not the way you talk to yourself, but your own voice, it just develops naturally. I've reached a point where I'm starting to... I used to think like early on when I started out that they wouldn't get my little like jokes, like the way you kind of talk to your best friend. Yeah. You guys almost have your own language. And like, you know each other's humor so much that they get everything and they like think it's funny. But I went through a thing where I was like, I don't think the audience is going to get this. So I would like talk different and say certain things that I thought that they would like, the version that I think they would think was funny. But then I've realized like, oh, if I just say like I'm being me and I say things I think are funny, they're going to understand it. So that's something, I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, I mean, yeah, you're just saying like at first you would just make things that you think, oh, they
more
would
universal
like this.
Funny. You water it down so it can be digested by everybody, but in reality, it's funnier if you just keep it the way you want to say it exactly. You know,
because I mean, yeah, that's like the first thing someone told me starting out. Excuse me, is you have to make sure it's funny to yourself first.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like what, I don't know. I think that's one of the things that you just kind of develop. And like, that's what's interesting is because I think when I first saw you, like you can see people who just have raw, like they're going to be funny once they develop. And you're just like, oh yeah, if he just sticks with it, he's going to be funny because you're funny at your core. So as long as you just keep developing, you're going to be success.
Hey, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
I think I remember.
Now give me a compliment.
I think I remember seeing you in the audience when I like first went to perform at Wake the Dead.
Yeah.
And like while I was still doing like comedy at the university.
Oh, really?
So that was back when I mean, now that it's drastically changed, but that's back when like all my comedy fucking sucked.
So I was in the audience when you were performing?
I distinctly remember like I was like doing my 3 minutes of like Texas State material, and you were in like the staircase.
Okay.
And you were like, I remember it because you were like the only guy that like gave me like a pity chuckle at like one of my punchlines. And I was like, I'll make it in this town.
That's hilarious.
That was like, I want to say like February of last year. Like that was a long time ago.
Dang, getting close to 2 years, huh?
Well, that was like, I really like saying I started like last October because that's when I started like hitting like, because I don't like considering like the Comedy Association Texas State my start. But I guess maybe I could, but it's just that like, I don't know, because I was just performing in front of other college students. And I didn't really like, there's just something, and like, you know, nothing wrong with that, because I think there's funny people, as much as I like think it's fun to talk shit on it, I think there's funny people in it.
Yeah.
But I just think there's like just something more authentic when you do like an open mic.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's when you can say, you know, I'm doing comedy now.
Yeah, it's almost like you're in a sterile environment if it's other classmates and stuff, and you know,
it's sort of like I don't know, it's sort of like just like doing something in VR and being like, you know, I can probably do this in real life too.
It's like you're doing like VR porn, and then you're like, I'm a porn star now.
Exactly, dude.
A porn star, you know.
It's like fucking a VR bot, and you're like, I guess I'm a Hugh Hefner now.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, dude, you have to get your dick soft in front of a real woman for like 5 years, and then you can maybe call yourself Hugh Hefner.
Isn't that crazy that in porn there's probably a similar path to like what the progression of stand-up is, where you're hitting open mics as a porn star. You basically start at the bottom, and then you like see someone's work on your line, and you're like, wow, he's a savant. He's just so talented. And then it's like you meet them, like you guys are on the same set, and you're like, hey, I'm a big fan. And then he like sees your work, and he like gives you tips. And he's just like, yeah, just stick with it. How long you been in it? You're like 4 years. And he's like, yeah, just keep grinding it out, you know, and it has to be similar, I feel.
Porn and stand-up?
Both are sad sometimes.
Oh, I mean, I feel like that's probably the biggest similarity.
Yeah. Stand-up is, I feel like it's its saddest in the beginning, but there's like a beauty in the early times. Like, even the mild success I've had, because I don't look at like me being like, oh, I've made it. But I don't think you ever make it. I feel like it's just always a changing of new goals and new point. But it's like early on when there were zero stakes at all and it was just mics, those were some of the most fun times and just like freeing times of being like, I could say whatever I want here. There's no problem. And the world is still just so, you know, like big and open and everything. But then it's like you go to like, it starts becoming, oh, I'm on this showcase. I have to do this and I don't want to bomb and I don't want this.
So you don't really feel that I can say whatever I want anymore?
Yeah, I can still say whatever I want. That actually goes away because there's like a point where you start doing all these shows, and there's a point where I started doing a lot of shows in Austin, and I really wanted to make sure I was doing my A material all the time because the stakes were like, I want to keep being booked on these shows. I want to keep doing this. But then there's a point you reach where it's like, oh, I know these bookers, they know I'm funny, and so I can start taking just chances. I don't have to hit them. I can bomb and it'd be okay. And that's like where I'm at, where I'm just like, I'm going to give them some good stuff, but I'm still going to bomb because I'm going to use this as also I need to get better. And, you know,
gotcha.
I call it a shit sandwich, right? I have good material, then I give them a little bit of shit that hopefully I don't want it to be shit, but sometimes it's just shit. And then I go, okay, let's cleanse that palate with something good at the end. You know?
Yeah, I've seen a touring comics do that.
Yeah.
Like Fahim Anwar, when I saw him in Austin.
Yeah.
He like had a notebook during like the last section of his time.
Yeah.
Just trying out new stuff. And I thought, oh, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Because I was naive enough. I was like, how do these like big guys try out new stuff? Like, do they go to shitty open mics.
Yeah.
And like just like go sign up to be number 20 on a list.
Yeah.
And have to smoke 20 cigarettes outside, like me. But yeah, I guess they're good enough that where it's like, yeah, I can just try it out on like this paid thing.
Yeah.
And then like let shit fly.
And they're like so good to the point of they probably are able to vet what is good material.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to be a raw version of that. And I'm sure there's still ones where they're like, oh, that was complete whiff. But like, I feel like even Fahim, even his bad material is still funny. Like
yeah.
I've seen him with his notebook and I'm just like, this is amazing. And he's so funny with his delivery that he can make even like raw material be funny with just the way he is with it. And he just starts laughing, you know, like he's one of the best. I feel underrated. I feel.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I feel like he just might not do the promotion side enough or like tour enough or something like that. Cause he's always been like a Comedy Store guy.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's doing a lot more as of recent years.
Mm-hmm.
But for a long time, he was just at the Comedy Store, I think.
Yeah, it's crazy to like...
I don't know his life. You know?
I don't know, man. I don't want to talk too much inside baseball. I feel like whoever's listening is gonna think I'm
Oh, it's
boring.
just us now.
Oh, yeah?
It's just us on the podcast listening.
All right. Well, hey, I mean, working on any new stuff?
We lost everyone except Blake Bolton right now.
Well, I mean, I was like, I
shout
had this moment last night where like, because usually I like do like the slow years long process of like, I don't really write anything. It just, you know, I'll like think of something in conversation and then like write it on my notes app.
Mm-hmm.
But like last night I finally, and I've done this before, but I finally did like, you know, writing out on a Google Doc, just like free writing, seeing if I get anything good. And every time I do that, I can't help but be like, God, this is so fucking gay. I like literally hate my inner voice that I see on the Google Doc. I'm like, shit, I've lost everything. Writing sucks, dude.
Whoa.
I hate writing so much.
Why don't you try doing voice memos?
I like what Mark Norman said he does, which is just like pace around the room, and like pretend he's doing a set, and then if he gets anything from that, he'll write it down, which is actually like how I've gotten a couple things I use.
Yeah. I still do that with bits on a regular basis. Bits that I even know and they're good, not good, but they're worked out. I know they get laughs. I'll go through and I'll just like kind of rehearse them, and you'll find new tags, new areas to go with it.
Yeah. But the pen and paper is like, it's just something about that. It's like I hate seeing my words like in a unpure thing and just like my brain, and it's like, because I'll literally be writing down like, okay, I'm free writing, and then I'll just be like, shit come, and like, because I just want to fill up anything, and it's like 20 minutes of that, and it's like, oh fuck, I got nothing,
dude. That's why you gotta go for 30 minutes. That's literally the secret.
Yeah, I know.
I usually set a timer for 30 minutes and I just work on bits every morning. And sometimes it's not until like that 20-minute mark where I actually get something. 25 minutes.
Yeah.
28 minutes. And then it's like, oh shit, I just hit a vein. And then it's like you actually start getting something. But sometimes you got to trudge through that shit. Wait, it's like working out. I know you didn't do it as a kid, but like, you got to warm up, you know?
True.
And that's what it is like with your brain. And it's like you do that for one day and it's tough.
Yeah.
And this like applies to everything. You do it one day, you're like, all right, 30 minutes, this whole thing was a chore. Next day, you're like, oh, this was terrible. Another 30 minutes I wasted. I didn't get any jokes. But then it's like that third day, your brain starts clicking into what you're doing. You start writing better stuff. And then it's like, when it becomes after months and months, if you did 30 minutes a day every week for 6 months, you would be light years ahead of where you would have been if you didn't do that at all. because it's literally 2.5 hours a week of studious effort that's irrefutable. Like it's just, it's impossible to not get better. You know?
I mean, all right, I'll try it.
Give it a whirl. 30 minutes. And that's the thing is if you just get it done within the morning, you feel good. You feel good about whatever set you have that night because you can use that time just to come up with new stuff or to read over other stuff, write out your set, move things around, be like, oh, I want to do this joke. And then you're like, oh, this joke goes better into this one if you just switch it around. So it's like you literally just have to stare at it and figure out your set list and, you know, but
yeah, I mean,
that's the excitement of it. That's what's fun about it is you can do everything backwards if you wanted to.
Everything backwards?
Yeah, brother. Like if you started with your closer and then had to work out of that and figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Louis C.K. is the guy I've heard that one from, where it's like that's how he like makes an hour.
Really?
Well, where he'll like take his closer and then puts it first and then like builds another closer and then like he like he said on Charlie Rose, it's like, you know, making a samurai sword where it's like they just fold the blade over and over again because he's really gay talking about comedy. But I mean, me too. I'm like a comedy fucking nerd still through and through.
I love it. I could talk about comedy all the time.
Dude, like every time my friends come over and we'll like smoke a bowl, we'll like get in the living room and watch like hours of Rodney Dangerfield.
Really? Dude, so good.
Fuck. He's like top 5 to me.
What was a big one for me learning with comedy, and this will be the last thing we say about comedy. We're really diving in. Was realizing you have to like earn the ability to do some jokes to the crowd.
Earn?
Yeah, you have to earn the right to, at least how I felt, or at this point where I used to have it didn't start off as a closer, but I had this bit about, I don't really do it anymore. I haven't done it in months, about Texas is the best state as long, what was it? As long as you don't want an abortion. It was when everything, and then I was like, something, I don't really remember it, but it was just talking about how Texans would be like, they'd be like, listen, God don't make mistakes unless you're an illegal immigrant. God don't make mistakes. And then it was just like this abortion joke. And then would talk about how Texans would be open to abortions if they found out the parents were from California. And it was just, but to open with an abortion joke, I would sometimes be like, man, this is the best state. And I'd be like, this is the best state as long as you don't get pregnant. And then I'd be like, y'all are playing for keeps out here. And then it was like, if I went to an abortion joke before establishing with them the other stuff, they would just be like, sometimes it would just be terrible. And I'd dig my own hole. And it's probably because it's just like some people check out on abortion jokes no matter what. They're just like, this isn't funny. But that was like a big thing, was realizing certain jokes I could do once I've established enough with them. I don't know. You can cut that if you want.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. It's like, because, you know, I think at first it would be like, who's this asshole?
Yeah.
And then if you do that later in, it would be like, all right, he's a Bill Murray type of asshole. You know? Everybody likes that guy.
Do you have any Christmas plans?
Hopefully just my family never really travels for Christmas.
Really?
We just go at the main house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, how rich are you? You guys got separate houses?
Oh, well, main house,
Your parents?
I'm really the only sibling that doesn't live at the house. So I guess by houses I mean like that house and then the one I'm staying at in San Marcos.
Yeah.
So
do you have roommates?
Yeah. I didn't mean it to come out like that, but
yeah, of fucking course I do.
It also does represent how I truly feel inside.
Yeah.
Dude, it's getting crazy.
Really?
I'm getting really fucking impatient. I need to do like mushrooms or something soon to just like mellow out because I'm fucking hating having roommates.
It's the worst. It's fun at a certain point. I mean, I had fun in college with roommates, but maybe things are different. Times are different, huh?
I mean, it's been like I don't know. And I guess I got to strap in because, like, about to have roommates for, like, a good time, you know, the path I'm going down. But,
Damn.
I don't know, man. I just, I mean, it's cool to be friends with your roommates because they are my friends.
Yeah.
But it's also like,
You share a room?
no.
Oh,
Thankfully not.
yeah.
Like a bedroom?
Yeah.
That's just in dorms, right? Or is that like a real thing people do?
I had actual roommates in college in a couple places I lived. And that was, I mean, when I was 18, I had a roommate, but it was our first experience in college. And it worked out. It was okay. You know, it wasn't ideal, but I was still at a point where I was like, I'm okay with this, you know. But, yeah, you start getting a little older. That's a little weird, you know.
Dude.
But you have your own room?
Luckily, I do have my own room.
That's nice. Do you have a TV in there?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I shouldn't.
No?
I always think about, because whenever like I see someone's like place, and I'm like, whoa, this place looks really nice. Like, it's so like spacious. I realize it's because they don't have a TV. It's like, it just looks so much like fancier and more like, I don't know, like a place to be comfortable.
Do you have your TV on a wall, or is it just on like a shelf or like a...
It's on like this, like, it's like a table like this.
Okay.
Just a little bit shorter, a little bit thinner, not as fancy.
What kind of TV we talking? How big we talking?
I would say
40-inch, 44. What are we rocking?
I'm really bad at numbers.
Does it get the job done?
It gets the job done. It's like take this and like I guess you know, and a half.
Whoa.
And then you know,
whoa,
down here.
Big dog.
Yeah.
Who? Having people over for the Super Bowl?
Come on.
So what's the worst thing about having roommates?
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, you know, it used to not be a problem. But and God bless the guy. Let me preface it by saying that.
Okay. God
bless the guy. But since like one of my roommates got into a breakup, he's been like having people over at an amount like he didn't have before. So it's like a fucking, you know, party house every night. And it's like, now I feel like the old crotchety man to be like, hey, don't you guys have a home?
Yeah.
Like, but luckily it's calmed down. But for a minute there, I was like, dude, I don't have 5 other roommates. It's like, let's take a chill pill. But
how many roommates do you have?
2.
Ugh.
It's not too
That's not bad, but when you're having people over constantly.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
I had these roommates that at the time I was like, I wasn't smoking marijuana at all, and they smoked all the time. And they would have their friends over. They would get weird. They would be pulling the mattresses out to the backyard, sleeping out there. And they would have like a bunch of hippie friends over, which I'm all for, whatever. But it just made for a weird home environment because I wasn't like them at all. I was an athlete and would always just like be on top of my stuff. And then because your boy would party back in the day, okay? I'd throw it back. And I had to keep all my alcohol. I had an entire, like, it was dope, dude. I had like 30 bottles. No big deal.
Whoa.
But it was all on my top shelf of my closet because I was like, I can't leave. These animals have people over all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it was during the week, but I would come home and like from working at, like, I was like a server at a restaurant and there'd be like 20 people in my living room.
That sucks.
Dude. And they'd be watching like a movie, but it'd be some obscure, super stoner movie. Like probably they got it from some list that you're supposed to watch high.
Yeah.
Like one of those nights. But they would do this all the time. And it would be the weirdest people. Like someone would just be in their shorts with no shoes and like their no shirt and just be like, but like they'd get so fucked up to where they would be weird. And I'd be like, hey, I walk in, they'd be like,
ah, shit, dude.
So I had creatures just like in the house. And so I'd be like, oh, I'm going to my fucking room. Like I would just literally, and I'd be the grumpy roommate. Like it was weird where I'm like, oh, your roommate's like weird. I was like, I just don't want to be around you guys. Yeah. But so I had to keep the alcohol in the closet. And I started noticing, I'm like, I feel like that bottle is going down. Like,
no fucking way.
Dude, I started being like, there's some missing. So what I started doing is when I would go out, I'd put tape on the backside of it. This is a DIY hack for anybody who thinks their stoner roommates are stealing alcohol while they're gone. You put a piece of tape on the backside. And then when you if the door opens, the tape slides into the door when it closes. So it rips the tape and it goes in. So if you come home and the tape is inside the door, it means that someone opened your closet while you were gone.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's some Puerto Rican voodoo shit for you guys.
How'd you even find out that Home Alone type fucking...
I think I Googled it. I Googled it or someone told me, but I was like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. So I put clear tape so they couldn't see it. I did it and I came home and I had someone with me too. Like this girl came over and I was at a party and everything. I come home. I open it, I don't open the door. I look, and the tape's in there, and they were having a party out there. It's infuriating in your brain to think. Like, imagine them creeping through your room, disrespecting your little area,
please,
chugging it. Probably, I'm sure they're not wiping the bottle off, and then putting it back and being like, and then like walking out,
dude.
So I literally went one by one to my roommates. And was like, who the fuck was in my closet? They all denied it to this day.
Dude.
I call them weekly. And I'm like, admit it. Yeah.
Fuck.
They never admitted it. And I'm just like, I know it was you guys. I know it. Like, I literally rigged this up. You guys are guilty.
Well, couldn't it had been one of the multiple, like, stoner party guys?
It could have been. It could have been. Also, that's a real possibility. But that doesn't make me feel better,
Yeah.
It makes me feel a little bit better that I wasn't deceived by someone living in my home. But that just means creatures are going in and out, It's just,
true.
Yeah, roommates suck, dude.
Hey, but, can't live with them, can't live without them. I love those guys to death.
In this America, that's not too far off the truth.
Yeah.
But also having roommates, the stage you're at, it makes you appreciate when you do have your own place eventually.
I feel like I have enough appreciation.
Oh, really?
Built up.
Whoa.
I'm so ready to... Dude.
You're ready.
I was like, I don't know. I was going through this like really like bad, mood a couple weeks ago. And I was like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of funny how like when you like run away. If I like... To like run away is such like a childish concept.
You be running away.
Like to be like, I'm gonna run away. No one's gonna, find me. It's like, dude, what are you, a fucking baby?
Yeah.
Now I just have to live. I just have to live at my house and suffer.
Dude, yeah.
Like a man. No one really be running away anymore.
Welcome to manhood, brother. You have to suffer. This is the real thing. This is why
this sucks.
Men's mental health is so important.
True. Dude, I love you watched Fresh Prince, right?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I fucking love that one episode where Will's dad comes back.
Yeah, and he leaves him.
And he leaves him again.
Bro.
And when he tells Uncle Phil, "You think I wanted this? It just happened." I think about that line every day. To like every situation I'm in, it's like, you think I wanted this? It just happened, dude.
Man,
it's just a funny way of explaining like why you're shitty at what you're doing, dude. It just happened, and then you just like become a horrible father. I love that episode. It's great.
That might be the #1 episode of all Fresh Prince.
I mean, yeah. Like, what was the competition?
Because there's that end of the episode where his dad's just like, all right, like, yo, I gotta head out of town for a little while. But when I get back, and then Will's like, yeah. And then Uncle Phil, like the dad leaves and Uncle Phil comes into the scene. And then it's just like, nah, he's just gonna take care. What I have a
Dude,
son.
are we gonna do I love that you memorize it because I know like every beat by beat too.
And he's like, when I have a son, I'm not gonna need him. I learned how to roller skate with just one. And then he goes, and Uncle Phil is just standing. I'm getting chills thinking about
exactly.
He's standing there watching the acting that Uncle Phil gave him.
Uh-huh.
And then he goes, yo, why don't he love me, man? And then he
Dude, you're a thespian, bro. That was so good.
Dude.
That was so good.
Dude, when I was a kid, I remember crying at that scene and being like, yo, why don't he love the Fresh Prince, man? Does he not know he has his own intro?
Exactly. Oh man, the happy clown, the sad clown, dude. Will Smith. Fuck.
Talk about a sad clown now, dude. Will Smith is still that sad clown for a whole society.
For a whole society, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's clowning on Will, but
kind of did it to himself, huh?
Yeah. No, hey, I still love Will.
Yeah.
Come on.
Men in Black, great movie.
Men in Black.
Wild Wild West. I think that got a lot of flack. I liked Wild West. Wild Wild West.
I never saw Wild Wild West.
Wicka wow. Wicka wow.
I think the only one I've seen is Men in Black of Will Smith movies.
Whoa. Real quick, Wild Wild West. If you were at a birthday party when that song came out, Wicka Wild Wild West, you knew it was about to be a banger kids party. You're like, let's pop the fucking Kool-Aid and get on the trampoline.
Let's pop the Kool-Aid. Dude.
We'll end on this. You got so much homework to do with Will Smith movies. What? Only Men in Black?
Well, I mean, are there any, like, good ones?
I Am Legend.
Ah, there you go. I haven't seen that one, but I've heard good things.
Bro, I Am Legend is a great movie. You only have to see you go with the alternate ending.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's two different ones. Fun fact, I found this out this past week. They're continuing the I Am Legend with a sequel based on the alternate ending.
Ah.
But I won't spoil it for you. But it's a great one. And it's also a really good book. I don't know if you read. Do you read?
I read all the time.
Do you really?
I do, yeah.
What kind of books are you reading?
I like a lot of...
Harry Potter?
No, dude, I'm not gay.
Oh, dude, I'm gay as fuck. Stick a feather in my ass, brother.
Well, I guess if you're a millennial, it doesn't count. But...
Do the Gen Zs not like...
Gen Z likes Harry Potter, I would say, but not as much... Millennials go fucking crazy over that HP.
I don't know what it is, dude, but the HP gets me going. The soundtrack. Dun, 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 dun. I want to go to Hogwarts, dude.
You know what school you'd be in?
I'd like to think Gryffindor, but I'd be down for some Slytherin, dude. I kind of like the dark arts a little bit.
You and me both, brother.
Yeah.
Dude, to be a Sith over some lame-ass Jedi...
Shut the fuck up. That's what I would tell Yoda after class. He'd try telling me some shit. Like, maybe don't be so angry. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
Oh, is that what I should do? Should I do that? Anyway.
Yoda's stupid.
But what books do you read?
I mean, I like Russian literature. I like...
What the fuck?
What happened?
Russian literature?
The death of Ivan Ilyich, I think, is really cool.
Are you making this up right now?
No.
That's a real thing?
Yeah. I'm a big reader. Japanese, I like Yukio Mishima.
Oh my god.
Dude, the Sailor Who Fell from Grace with a Sea by Yukio Mishima. You gotta read that ASAP.
Really?
It's only like 150 pages.
You know how many pages exactly?
It's like less than 200, so you can finish it in like a fucking day.
Okay, what is it called?
The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea.
Long title, but okay.
Long title, short book. And I would go as far to say, I don't know if I would say favorite book of all time, but probably top 3. Top 3 books.
I don't know if it's on Kindle.
Come on.
I got to hardcover this, dude.
Dude, it's worth it.
I mean, it might be something cool to have in here, you know, to just be like, oh, let me flex on people with my this is not Russian.
No, it's not. Well, I said Japanese too, brother. Come on now.
Okay. Wow. So you're a real reader. There, I just added it to my cart.
Dude, you're going to love it.
Okay. I've been reading Game of Thrones right now.
Right.
I feel like that's what mainstream people who are just like getting into reading say, is I'm reading Game of Thrones.
I'm reading Game of Thrones.
Did you read Game of Thrones?
I did read a little bit of the first book in middle school. Way before I was supposed to.
Well,
But,
yeah.
well, I mean, I guess I was also playing Grand Theft Auto in middle school, so it doesn't really matter.
Dang, you were getting it from every angle, brother.
What can I say?
Some dark stuff in that first book.
You see the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6?
No, I've been hearing a lot about it, though. You know I just play Fortnite and Diablo.
Dude, let's wrap this up so we can run some duos.
Dude, yeah. We do need to wrap this up, though. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Diego is going to actually start putting out some comedy clips.
Yeah, thank you again for recording that for me.
It was a great
really
time.
Nice.
You had a great set at the Opera House. Shout out to Jack Schutze for booking that. And yeah, we need to bring some segments to the show. I feel like if we're going to do it this way, we need to. But maybe we don't. Maybe that'll mess up the medicine.
I mean, hey, I'll start cooking.
Amen, brother. Amen. All right, guys. Hope you have a great week. Check out my stuff. Check out Diego's stuff. And remember, I love you. Diego doesn't yet, but I love you.
I really like you. Salute.
Boom.